Hey, amazing fans! Welcome to another relaxing moment with VIVA'S stories. Before we dive into the drama, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means the world to us. Now, grab a seat, sit back, relax, and let's journey into the story together. The air smelled of roasted plantain and red dust as Simi walked quickly down the street, head bowed, bag slung low. Her school uniform was still crisp, her shoes shiny, but shame clung to her like sweat. She glanced behind to make sure Anita and Chuka weren't following. They had offered her a ride in Chuka's father's tinted SUV. She declined with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Nah, I'll take a Kiki. My driver's acting up," she had lied smoothly. Instead, she took a long detour, avoiding the main road. She couldn't let them see where she lived, not the broken fence, not the zinc roof shack, and definitely not her mother. When she reached the end of the dirt path, her heart sank. There was Mama Itohan, fanning the grill with one hand, holding a customer's change in the other, laughing that loud, raw laugh that always made Simi cringe. Welcome my baby." Mama Itohan beamed, wiping her oily hand on her wrapper. "I kept 2 extra boli for you, sweet like honey." "Mummy, not now," Simi hissed, dragging her mother to the side. "Why you shouting like that? And must you wear that wrapper every day? You've gone viral in this compound." Mama's smile faded. "I'm just happy to see you now. Why are you speaking like I'm your stranger?" "Because you act like one," Simi snapped, her voice shaking. "Why can't you just be normal? Other mothers don't hawk plantain at a junction like this. It's embarrassing." Mama Itohan stared, hurt blooming behind her tired eyes. She took a breath but didn't raise her voice. "So it's your mother's hustle that's now your shame?" Simi couldn't meet her gaze. She grabbed the boli in silence, stormed inside, and shut the door behind her. That night, as rain began to fall on their rusted roof, Simi sat on the edge of her bed scrolling through Instagram. Anita had just posted, "After-school vibes with my rich girlies nail Polish medium skin tone money with wings." A photo of them at a restaurant Simi had never even entered. Her own life felt worlds away. And in that moment, her mother's love felt like a weight she didn't ask to carry. From outside, Mama Itohan's voice floated in, soft and unsure. "Simidial, you know you can talk to me, right?" Simi didn't answer. She plugged in her earphones and turned up the music. But even as the beat blared, her mother's words clung to her soul. What she didn't know was that this shame, this silence, would one day become the very thing she'd begged to take back. It started with laughter. Not the light, harmless kind, but the sinister, snickering kind that dances around a room like wildfire. Simi noticed it when she walked into the school cafeteria. Conversations paused. Phones were subtly tilted toward her. Whispers followed her tray of jollof rice and fried plantain. She sat beside Anita and Chuka, pretending nothing was wrong. "So, Simi," Anita began, grinning too hard. "We saw your mom on TikTok last night. She's kinda famous now." "Yeah," Chuka chuckled, showing her the screen. "Look." The video played on his phone. There was Mama Itohan, barefoot in the village square, wrapper tied high above her waist, holding a worn-out paper with, "My daughter made it," scribbled in marker. She danced in wide, excited circles, ululating and shouting. "Na my Pekin do mo. Simidil. Na she win national essay competition." Laughter erupted across the cafeteria. The caption on the video read, "When your village mama hears you won something and loses her mind." Over 300,000 views. Thousands of comments. Simi froze. Her hands trembled as she dropped her fork. "You should have told us your mom was a celebrity," Anita teased. "Yeah, that energy. She was spinning like she won the lottery." Another boy laughed from a nearby table. Simi stood abruptly, knocking over her drink. Everyone watched her rush out, the echoes of their laughter clinging to her like flies. In the girls' toilet, she locked herself in a stall and cried silently, biting her lip until it bled. Her chest ached with shame. Later that night, Simi sat on the edge of her bed, the glow of her phone illuminating her tear-streaked face. The video had made it to Instagram. Someone had even added sound effects and a meme. When your bush mother finds out you're going places, face with tears of joy. She scrolled down and saw Mama Itohan had posted in the comments. Nami o. I too happy for my Pekin. Thank una. Simi stared at the comment, heart pounding. That night, without hesitation, she blocked her mother on Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp. I didn't ask you to do that, she whispered into the darkness. Why do you always have to ruin things? As the night deepened and thunder rolled in the distance, Mama Itohan stood outside their home, staring at the dark screen of her phone. Never deliver the message, she muttered, frowning. Simi no see my congratulations? But the message had been sent. Her daughter just didn't want to see it. 3 weeks. That's how long Simi went without speaking to her mother. Not a word, not a glance, not even a nod when they passed each other in the house. Every morning, Mama Itohan would prepare her lunchbox, set it quietly on the table and say softly, Your food is ready, Simidil. God go make today better for you. Simi never replied. At school, she doubled down on her rebranding. She told new friends her name was Simone, and that her parents were diplomats living abroad. The lie tasted sweet the first time, then easier the second, until it flowed from her lips like truth. Wait, so you live alone? Bull asked amazed. My aunt checks in sometimes, Simi lied. But mostly I manage. What she didn't say was that every lie she told left a hollow space inside her. But she was too deep to turn back now. One afternoon, Mama? And with that, Simi walked out, without looking back. At Bola's house, life felt like a dream. There were chandeliers, smoothies delivered to her room, Wi-Fi that never buffered, and mirrors taller than her whole living room back home. She wore Bola's designer clothes. She changed her accent. She practiced smiling for pictures. But something felt off. Every night, when Bola's laughter faded and the mansion fell silent, Simi would lie on the plush mattress, scrolling through her mom's WhatsApp status, only to realize she had blocked her. Something in her chest tightened. She thought about unblocking her, just for a second. But pride whispered louder, she'll survive without you. What she didn't know was that while she was chasing a new identity, her mother was quietly selling off her prized possessions, her freezer, her gas cylinder, and even her gold necklace, just to buy a second-hand smartphone. So she could video call her daughter. But that call would never connect. Because Simi was building a world where her mother no longer existed. The glitter didn't last. 3 months into living with Bola, Simi was no longer a guest. She was just there. The laughs faded. The novelty wore off. One afternoon, Bola's mother returned unexpectedly from Dubai. Her heels clacked against the marble floors like thunder. Who is this? She asked, eyeing Simi from head to toe. Oh, she's my friend. I told you about her, Bola said quickly. She's, Simone. Simone from where? She's been sleeping under my roof for how long now? Simi stood, heart pounding. Ma, I'm sorry. You think this is a charity house? Pack your things. No begging worked. No tears mattered. By sundown, Simi was outside the compound gate with a black duffel bag and nowhere to go. Her ego wouldn't let her go back to Mama Itohan, not after everything she'd said. Instead, she called the only person who seemed to have answers. Kobe, the older guy she'd been flirting with on Instagram for weeks. He wore designer fits, posted stories from yachts, and once sent her 50,000 Nigerian nairas, just because. Baby girl, he said when she explained her situation, don't stress. I'll book you a hotel for tonight. Tomorrow we'll talk plans. Simi exhaled in relief. Thank you so much. That night, she lay on a plush hotel bed in Yaba, staring at the ceiling. Her mother's voice echoed in her mind. Simidil, no matter where you go, I day pray say you never sleep hungry. The next day, Kobe picked her up in a sleek Lexus. He took her shopping, bought her lunch, promised her a new phone. For a while, it felt like she had landed on her feet again. But the illusion shattered a week later. Simi came back to the hotel and found her bags missing. Her hotel card deactivated. The receptionist said calmly, "Your sponsor didn't renew your stay." Confused, she called Kobe. Switched off. She checked her bank app. 0.37 Nigerian Nairas Kobo. He had vanished, with her dignity, her trust, and the last of her savings. With trembling hands, she tried calling Bola. No answer. She called 3 other school friends. But she was no longer Simi the elite girl. She was a forgotten contact. That night, in the lobby of the hotel she could no longer afford, she curled into herself on a cold bench, phone battery at 2%, her lips chapped from crying. She opened her gallery. There was a picture of Mama Itohan, grinning in front of her bowly stand, proudly holding up Simi's competition certificate. Her wrapper was faded, her hands were calloused, but her eyes shone like stars. Simi pressed unblock. She scrolled up and saw the last message her mother had sent, nearly 2 months ago. Even if you never talk to me again, just remember, no matter who you become, I still see my baby girl. I day pray for you every morning. Simi broke down in the dark, her sobs muffled by the hotel lobby silence. She had everything once, and traded it for nothing. The early morning sun crept through the lobby's wide glass doors, casting golden light on the bench where Simi had dozed off. Her eyes were swollen, her head heavy with regret. For the first time in months, her pride had gone quiet. She sat up slowly, heart aching, fingers trembling. She opened WhatsApp and clicked on the blocked contact. Mama Itohan. Unblock. Immediately, missed messages flooded her screen. One caught her attention. It was a voice note, sent 3 weeks ago. Simidil. It's 2 a.m. I know if you day okay. I just day worry. Even if you no one see me, I no go stop loving you. Now you be my only child. If I offend you, forgive me. I try to send small money, but the POS say your account no day go through again. I don't sell my freezer, just so maybe we go talk face to face. I miss you, my Pekin. Simi clutched her chest and let out a soft wail. She had run so far trying to escape shame, she didn't notice the trail of heartbreak she left behind. Suddenly, her phone buzzed. It was a call from a neighbor back home. Mama Chica, the woman who shared the compound with them. Simi answered, startled. Ah, Simi. Thank God you picked up. My daughter see you online. I know how to say this, your mama, she know well. Simi's throat dried instantly. What happened? She faint for market last week. Since then her body day weak. We carry him go that small clinic near Owaro Junction. The doctors say nah stress and low blood. But, my dear, she day talk small now. Like she no even get strength to ask for you again. Simi didn't wait for another word. She grabbed her bag, borrowed money from the receptionist for transport, and took the first bus heading toward home. Every bump on the road rattled her bones, but it was nothing compared to what rattled her heart. At every checkpoint she whispered under her breath, God, please don't let me be too late. When the bus stopped near the clinic, she ran barefoot down the dusty path. Her clothes were stained, her hair unkempt, and her chest tight with guilt. She burst into the ward and stopped. There, on a rusted iron bed under a flickering ceiling fan, lay Mama Itohan. Her skin was pale, her body smaller than Simi remembered. An 4-line dangled from her wrist. Her wrapper barely covered her shivering legs. Simi dropped to her knees beside the bed. Mummy, she choked out. It's me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Mama Itohan stirred faintly. Her lips moved. Simi leaned closer. My baby came home, she whispered, a tear sliding down her cheek. That broke Simi completely. She held her mother's hand and cried like a child. The world had cheered her wins, praised her grammar, and admired her glow-up. But in this dim room, beside the one person who had sacrificed everything, she realized something no trophy or clout could teach. Unconditional love never goes viral. Simi didn't leave Mama Itohan's bedside for 2 full days. She fed her water with a spoon, wiped sweat from her forehead, and sat through the night holding her frail hand. The nurses whispered among themselves. Is that the daughter that disappeared? Yes. She came running barefoot into the ward. Cried like a baby. By the 3rd morning, Mama Itohan sat up slowly, weak but alert. Simidil, she whispered, are you real, or dream? I'm real, Mama. And I'm not going anywhere again. Tears flowed from both their eyes. Simi begged forgiveness over and over. For the shame, the silence, the pride. Mama Itohan simply pulled her closer and whispered, "You don't have to earn my love. You were born into it." After discharge, they returned to their single-room home. The roof still leaked. The mattress sagged. And the plantain stand, long gone. But Simi didn't complain. She tied her own wrapper, fetched water, and washed clothes by hand. Neighbors watched, stunned. The girl who once used scented candles now used lanterns. And she smiled through it. Every day, Simi walked across town to sell fried plantain by the roadside, right where her mother used to stand. She made a signboard that read, "Mama Itohan's daughter is back." At first, people mocked. "So Madam Diploma is selling boli now?" From essay competition to roadside fire. But Simi smiled through it. Every mockery reminded her what real love looked like. She opened a small savings account, tutored younger students for 500 Nigerian nairas a session, took her mother for regular checkups. One evening, while fanning the grill, a man in a suit approached. "Excuse me, are you Mama Itohan?" "Yes. We've been trying to contact you. You wrote an essay last year, The Cost of Silence? It's being featured in a national anthology." Simi blinked. "I thought that was forgotten. It's being published. And we want you to speak at our Youth Development Summit next month. Honorarium included." "How much is included?" she asked, half joking. "Nigerian Naira 250,000. That night, she told her mother. Mama Itohan just held her hand and whispered, "You went low, but you're rising the right way." Simi used part of her speaker's fee to rent a kiosk and reopen the boli business, this time with a banner. Mama Itohan's Boli and Stories. She grilled in the front and behind the kiosk, hosted free storytelling workshops for children in the neighborhood. The kids called her Auntie Story. She taught them to write letters, express emotion, and most of all, never be ashamed of their roots. One day, Bola walked by the stand in a tinted car. Their eyes met. Simi didn't flinch. She was no longer hiding. She didn't need fancy captions or luxury filters. Her real glow-up was internal. Simi posted a video online titled, "The Mother I Once Denied." She spoke honestly, voice trembling, over soft piano music. "I thought my mother was too loud, too local, too embarrassing. But she was just too loving. And I wasn't ready for it." The video exploded, 1 million views in 2 days. Comments flooded in. "I needed this. This healed something in me. I'm calling my mother right now." Simi was invited to speak across universities, on podcasts, at government programs. But at every event, she always said, "Before you clap for me, clap for her." And then from the crowd, Mama Itohan would rise with her shy smile and wave. Years passed. Simi now ran a community center for girls. She had built a scholarship fund in her mother's name. The center was filled with music, laughter, and dreams. Mama Itohan sat in her wheelchair near the garden, still fanning herself with her favorite wrapper. One evening, a reporter asked Simi during a live interview, "If you could go back to that moment, the first time you lied about where you lived, what would you say to that version of yourself?" Simi smiled softly, eyes glistening. "I'd whisper, 'Turn around. Your entire future is waiting for you in that woman you're running from.'" The camera cut to Mama Itohan, who raised a boli in the air and shouted, "Na mai Pekin de taco." The crowd erupted in laughter and applause. And that was the lesson. You can run from your roots, bleach your identity, and drown yourself in borrowed glory. But love, the kind that raises you, breaks for you, waits for you, will always outlive the noise. Parents' love is unconditional. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for newly created content.